Good afternoon, ladies, gents and Pikachus, welcome back. Sorry I missed the stream yesterday, I didn't get back on time, but we're going to do that tonight. We're going to go through a lot of detail on that stream. Very important that we all know what is the content of this stream, so we'll get to that later. So first of all, I want to answer a few questions that I've had put to me in the comments in quite a rude way. Of course it's a rude way. And one of the things that people are asking me is, why do I keep making these videos when it's clearly they're rubbish videos because my popularity's gone down? Why don't I go back to the thing that they want me to do? Why don't I do exactly what they tell me to do in exactly the way they tell me to do it? Then I'll be really popular. I don't want to be popular. That's not the reason I make videos. I know this video is going to make my popularity go down. I know all the videos that I make since I stopped doing the Quran thing is going to make my popularity go down. But the reason why I am doing this is because it is truth that I am telling you. It's hard-edged truths. This is not just fierce rhetoric for the sake of it. That's why I don't have stupid meme sounds, monkey sounds and babies crying and flashing pictures and stuff. What I'm telling you is for the serious adults in the room. It's not for millions of complete strangers to go, oh, this is amazing, this is like cartoons, oh yeah, subscribe. I couldn't care less. If I have to have low popularity in order to tell you these hard truths, then I will have no popularity. But the 30 people or so who actually watch my videos and respond to these, that is who I care about, not the millions of randoms who aren't listening. What those people are looking for is an echo chamber where you get patted on your head for being a nice boy, and you get told exactly what you want to hear. Those guys are just going to agree with you, and they're going to buff up your arrogance by telling you everything you know is right, everything you think's wrong is wrong, you're perfect, you don't have to do anything. That's not me. That's not this channel. This channel is about one thing: getting prepared for what is to come next in human history. The things that's happening now, in world politics, in national politics, here in our country and in your life and in mine, these are the things I've been talking about for years, trying to get people ready for. They're happening now. They are 8 weeks from beginning. We have reached the period of prophecy. The prophecy era is now. That's what I'm making this video for. So, let's get started. Point number one is, a lot of time has passed since I first warned people and started making these videos. And there's not a lot of time left. So don't waste a day. Do not waste a single day. Get ready now. If you haven't already, there's still time. But don't waste a single day. Start getting ready now. Start studying the Bible now if you haven't properly. Not in a kind of wishy-washy, I'm going to read a few pages here or there. Set yourself a task of half an hour per day reading the Bible. It's not going to be easy because it isn't the easiest book to read. There's thick amounts of information in there, and it isn't fiction. It's not written to keep your interest. Like, it's not a love story, it's not an action film. You're not going to be sat there eating popcorn. You are going to be working hard, studying it, using your mind, making notes. You're going to be reading the same bits again and again until you understand. And the reason is, we have puny little human minds. We're not very clever. This is the wisdom of God. Understand that. We're puny humans. This is God. God wrote the contents of this and gave it to the people who wrote it in this book. And that's the reason why we need to study it hard. It isn't going to be easy for us. But we have got the capability, if we put that effort in, to understand the truth in God's wisdom in that book. That is why we got given it. That is why it was delivered to us by the apostles, the disciples, the scripture writers of old. That is the reason we have this. Not so we can watch cartoons and eat popcorn. It's so we can study what's going to happen in future and swerve trouble. Lead our friends and family out of that trouble when they invariably don't listen and they are not prepared for what's happening in 8 weeks' time. That's when it starts. The beginning of November, beginning to the middle of November, you'll see it, and everyone who had any doubts will know at that point. This is real. So what am I talking about when I say, this is real? What's happening in this big event that I'm talking about? Well, I'm talking about war in the Middle East worsening rather than getting better like they keep telling us. Oh, ceasefire this, ceasefire that. No, fuck that. There's not going to be a ceasefire. We've known that from the start. I've said it enough times. Contrary to there being a ceasefire, contrary to the Pope's ridiculous notion that he can go to Syria and go, everyone's saved, you don't need to worry about the Bible, you don't need to worry about Christ, Muslims, you're saved, Sikhs and Buddhists, you're also saved. No one needs to go to church or be a Christian, we're all saved. And then as a little bonus, he was like, oh, how lovely, they've built a peace tunnel underneath the cathedral. Oh, that's a lovely gesture. Like, seriously, are we that deluded that we think Muslims building terror tunnels underneath our churches and cathedrals is a friendship tunnel? Like, how many times have your friends blessed your friendship with a tunnel underneath your house, which is just the right dimension, size and shape to be ferrying hostages and weapons through in a time of war? I've never heard of that happening before, but that is what happened there. And this is further proof, by the way, Catholics. You can't deny it any longer. The Pope is a false prophet. The Pope is a false prophet and a false teacher. The things he's been telling you, the doctrines he's having you obey, are opposite to what Christ Jesus has told us to do. So don't do them. Do this stuff. Tell the Pope to get fucked with his ridiculous nonsense, his friendship tunnels, his notion that actually this book's wrong and everybody from all religions are all saved, they're all going to get back to God just through doing nothing but talking and agreeing with him, whilst going out and doing the exact opposite, being hypocrites in their lives. That's not going to be us. That's what this video is about. So, point number 1. In 8 weeks' time, the global conflict is going to start in earnest. It's going to boil over. Syria, Iran, the Houthis, Israel, they're already fighting amongst each other. And the rest of the world is looking on. You know, don't forget we've got Russia and Ukraine fighting. We've also got China, Russia versus Australia and America. That's a stealth war that's going on that we're not told about. And all the other countries are going to get dragged in. This starts in November. They won't be able to cover it up past November. It's been happening already. I've been talking about it a lot. But you guys maybe don't know. Or when you've been told, you've gone, nah, that's not true. We don't believe that. The news hasn't told us that, so it must not be true. They will be telling you in November because they will not be able to hide it any longer. That's the reason I've got these flags up here and have had these flags up for a long old time. This blue one up here, which you can't see, that's the United Nations flag. Let me tell you, the United Nations is a war waiting to happen. Everybody in the United Nations claims to be really strong allies, all following the same rules. They're going to be at war. Half of them are going to leave. The remaining half are going to be at war with the ones that leave. It's going to be a fragmented, a war of attrition. And you know and I know, there's no bit more bitter enemy than someone you previously used to be friends with. So these guys are going to be doing the worst warring. It's going to be even worse than the stuff in Israel and with the Palestine guys. United Kingdom, that's us here. How long do you think we're going to stay united when we've got King Charles? He's doing what the Pope's doing, going around being a false preacher, but he's ignorant. He's just doing it because he got told to. There's no understanding of these things. The United States, they're going to be at war with China. Probably already happening. That's why they've been doing the lawfare against Donald Trump, trying to make sure he stays out of office, which, by the way, looks like it's going to fail, so it looks like Trump's getting back in. He is going to take a very hard stance on communism, China and Russia, who, by the way, are funding the war in Palestine and giving money to Iran, who are also funding the war in Palestine. And God is on the side of the Israelis and of the side of Christians. So, how do we prepare for these things happening in November? And how do we make ourselves confident that this is actually the correct thing to do? Well, we read this. This is where all of these things are prophesied, and they've been prophesied for a long time. They've all happened apart from those last few things that I mentioned now. So what do? Well, we have to be prepared. And that's what tonight's stream is going to be about. 10:30 tonight, we're going to do a lot of detail. We're going to go through the scripture, we're going to go through tips and tricks, what you can do to prepare, how you can deal with the psychological strain, not only of these things happening, but of your entire country, friends and family denying it, saying everything's fine, the media told me it's all fine, the Pope told me it's all fine. No, these guys talk shit. Don't believe a word of it. You're in control of your own life, you make your own decisions, and most important thing that you need to remember is you are in charge of your own salvation, nobody else's. When you're in front of God, He is not going to listen to any excuses. Oh, it's not my fault. I was listening to this guy. I was listening to those guys. Oh, those guys told me it wasn't going to happen. It was my fault. You think God's going to care? No. He's going to say, I told you. You should have been listening to me. I gave you this book. I sent my son. You should have been listening there. Were you listening there? Did you prepare as I told you to do? Well then no, I don't care. That's what's going to happen. And we know. Alright, one of the notes from tonight, I'll give you a little sneak preview. Here we go. Luke 12, chapter 51. This is Jesus talking. This is Jesus talking almost 2,000 years ago, telling people in that time what his goal was when he arrived here. Suppose ye that I, Jesus, am come to bring peace to the earth. Nay, but rather division. Now, why would Jesus specifically say this, when we know he actually does want to bring peace to the earth, but in order for peace to exist, humanity has to choose it, because Jesus is not a slave driver. God is not going to force you to look at him and do the things that he wants you to do. He wants you to choose it, and those that don't choose peace through God are by nature of that choosing war, and they will be leading themselves into war against us who doesn't want it. That is what Jesus is talking about here. You think I came to the earth to bring peace? No, I came to bring division. Now what division is he talking about there? He's talking about wheat and chaff. Now, this is the decision we have to make. Which side of that division do we want to land on? Are you wheat? That's what you've got to ask yourself. Are you wheat or are you chaff? Now think about it. Wheat and chaff grow on the same stalk. It's the same plant. They look the same. They taste and smell the same. Virtually are the same. But the difference is, when you chop that plant down, or when bad weather blows it off its stalk and it lands on the ground, wheat grows. More wheat comes out of wheat. Wheat's got seeds in it. When they go into the ground, more wheat comes out. So one piece of wheat goes into like 7 pieces of wheat. Chaff doesn't grow into anything. It's not useful for food. It's completely worthless. It gets blown away in the wind and does nothing. Turns to dust. That's what Jesus is talking about with this division. Are you wheat or are you chaff? When the wind blows you over and the crisis strikes you and you're blown off your stalk and you hit the ground, it's not going to be very pleasant for you, I can tell you that now. But if you're prepared for it, you will proliferate, you'll grow. The works of your life will be like those seeds. You will hit the dust, but you won't suffer and die and be blown away with the rest of the dust in the wind. You will grow and more wheat will come from you. What that means is your family and friends who listen to you will be prepared for what's to come and will do well. You will be prepared for what's to come and you will do well. And if you have children, they will learn from your example, they will do well, and they will be prepared in future if anything happens again. Hopefully it won't. So that's the division Jesus is talking about. So you've got to ask yourself, why isn't the Pope saying this? Why aren't the governments telling you this? Why aren't we taught this in schools? Why doesn't everybody know this? And what the hell are they doing? When we know, we look across the pond and we see America's got like 120,000 troops in the Middle East now. Their super carriers and some of their navy are there now. They've got planes flying over. They're watching the missile guidance systems, the early warning systems for missiles. They've got satellites in space watching that area. And, you know, they've got a redundant communication system in case the internet goes down. Like, think about it. Why would that all be there? Why would they have arranged all that if everything was going to be fine and there was going to be a ceasefire? There is not going to be a ceasefire. What is going to happen is this, and this has been prophesied. I've done videos backing this up when I prophesied it, or I re-prophesied it again myself. I predicted this. Syria, Iran, Palestine, Saudi Arabia, probably Jordan, Egypt, all these countries, the enemies of God is what these countries are. They are going to collect together and they are going to try to wipe out Israel in order that they can prove Allah's previous prophecies to be true, because his prophecy was wrong. Allah prophesied he was going to destroy Israel, kill every last Jew, then he was going to spread out, get rid of the Christian nations, and the world was going to be Islamic. That was his prophecy. He said his retribution and his righteous attacks on everyone else, the infidel, was going to be swift. It's been nearly 2,000 years, 1,600 years, hasn't worked, hasn't happened. So we know Allah's prophecy is currently wrong, proving Islam to be false. But if they wipe out the Jews and all the witnesses to his original prophecy being wrong, i.e. Christians and everyone else who we know they want to get rid of because they think we're all evil, unrighteous infidels with bad laws, if they manage to do that, set up a caliphate in Jerusalem like they claim they want to, wipe out the Jews, then the Christians, and everybody else, there will be no record of Allah's prophecy being wrong, and then they can claim that God is actually Allah and that Allah's prophecy was right, and rewrite history, and that's exactly what they intend to do. So we know that is the jihad. This is the jihad, and it starts now. In November we're going to see that kick off. Israel are going to launch a counterattack to the things that happened to them in November. Syria, Iran, the Houthis, all these guys, these evil Muslim guys, are going to attack them, try and destroy them. It's not going to work. God is going to make sure it doesn't work. God's going to destroy them for attacking Israel and the Christians. But it isn't going to be an overnight process. So November, the shit is going to hit the fan, and then in March it's going to get worse. We're going to have a few years of bad global conflict. And although you might be thinking, well, we're not going to have a war here, you'd be right, we're probably not going to have wars here. But you know what we are going to have? Thousands of pissed off Muslims trying to bring us down, trying to infiltrate our countries, our government, our military, our public services, to ruin our lives and prop up other Muslims, the ones abroad. Because as far as Islamic doctrine goes, the entire world is one country, Islam. That's what they think. So they think it's a defensive war for them to go and wipe out everyone else. They're just taking back what's already theirs. Allah gave them the world as a great bounty to them, remember? That's what's going to happen in November. So we need to be ready for it, like the Bible has described, and everyone who's not ready for it is going to fall by the wayside and suffer their ignorance. That's not going to be you or me if we do what we're going to talk about tonight in the stream. So I'll give you a little sneak preview. Here's what you need to think about, and these are the details we are going to go through in tonight's stream. First thing you need to know is attacking people and fighting people isn't going to solve it. This isn't a conventional war where you can just kill your enemy and be done with it. That's not how this works. These are the armies of Satan. You can't just kill Satan. You can't just kill Satan's armies because he'll find more. So we need to understand why this is happening. We need to understand why in the minds of the Muslims they are doing this, and their allies. They have allies in communism, and they have various other allies we're going to talk about tonight. The Pope is allied with them. When he wants to collect all the religions of the world into a one world religion, i.e. why last week in Syria he was saying all religions lead to God, all religious people are all going to be saved, you don't need to come to Jesus directly, Jesus will just turn up and save you anyway, even though he clearly said in his book here that is not what's going to happen. And we know from Luke 12 he came to bring division. He wants those guys divided from us because they are of evil hearts and intentions. They intend to have a war and dominate the world through power. That's not the plan of Jesus. Jesus wants actual real peace that will last because people chose it themselves. That's not what these guys want. They want domination through military force, deceit and lies, the jihad. So we need to know what's coming, we need to know how to be ready for it, we need to know how to recognise a false prophet and a false teacher, i.e. the Pope. Like, come on Catholics, you got to admit now, I've said it a million times, he has been telling you for years, and his predecessors were telling you for years, they think that the same God that the Muslims worship is the same God you worship as a Catholic. They don't think you worship Jesus Christ of Nazareth as God, which we Christians do. And he doesn't think that the advice in the Bible is literally true. He doesn't think that it's even metaphorically true. He thinks it's a simile for him having authority like his doctrines tell you. So we know Muslims are false prophets, the Catholic Pope is a false prophet, and Romanism is a pagan religion. It's nothing to do with Christ. We are going to feel the effects of this war in November, leading up to March and then beyond. And the effect of it here is going to be this. The economy is going to be destroyed. All these nations are going to fall to war with each other. They're not going to see it coming, but it's going to happen. It's in here, prophesies. When that happens, the economy is going to fall. Food supplies are going to be very short. Now think about it. In the Middle East, that's where all the shipping lanes are. So all the food that comes here is going through those shipping lanes, and air travel is going to be affected. Most of the stuff we get either comes in on ships or it's flown in on planes. When those supply routes are under threat, and they have to take longer, more expensive routes round with more security and take less food in each thing, the cost is going to skyrocket. So the cost of food's going to go up, the supply is going to go down, increasing the price more. So there's going to be lots of empty shops. There's going to be lots of unavailable products that you just cannot get. Much, much more expensive when you can get a product. And in addition to that, our income and the value of each coin, each bit of money in our economy, is going to drop. Now put all those together. How long do you think it's going to be before the average person in the street starts to panic, starts to feel poverty-stricken, starts to feel hungry, and recognise they haven't got enough money to continue doing the things they do, their luxuries, smoking, going out, buying music, buying clothes, and also eating the very expensive food? What do you think is going to happen? Crime is what's going to happen. Crime rates are going to rocket. We already know from Keir Starmer, the absolute fucking clown, idiot, worst Prime Minister ever, he's already letting out criminals because he can't afford to keep them in the jails without losing money. He doesn't want to lose money. He'd rather you had crime on your doorstep. So that's what we're going to get. So, what is the advice that God himself has given us in prophecy to prepare us for now, this thing happening? That's what we're going to talk about in tonight's stream. So I'll see you back here at 10:30 p.m. UK time. That's when we're going to go through this in some great detail. And let me tell you now, it is not a stream that's going to make me more popular. I will lose more subscribers. But if you care about the right thing and you want to be on the right side of the division, the wheat and chaff thing, if you want to be the wheat, you need to know this. And there's no one else really saying it. There's a few people. Saint AVS does some absolutely brilliant videos. He's been on a hot streak for like 3 solid months. All of his 3 months videos have been chef's kiss, like amazing. He's good. There's a guy called Radar Apologetics. Now the things that he's saying are a little bit less practical. He goes into the theology of Old Testament and how that links to the Bible. So if you want to understand things after you've got practically ready, then go for Radar Apologetics. He's a good one. And, see, I'm not going to do it. Avoid pretty much everyone else. All the kind of big hitters or the big names, people trying to be popular, the arrogant guys that are full of leaven, you know, we're warned about that. Jesus warns us about that. The arrogant guys who think they're great and they're interested in popularity more than they are speaking the truth, who don't practice what they preach. These hypocrites, don't listen to them. They don't have your best interest at heart. They don't care about you. They don't care about what you're going to do in the future. They don't care about the future. They care about now. This video has to have 1,000 more likes today and 100 more views today, or you know, whatever. That's what they care about. You and I need to be serious about this now. We haven't got a lot of time left. We need to figure out what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, when it's going to be ready by, and we need to not waste any more time. Bite the bullet, get ready now. Otherwise, when the time comes, we won't be wheat that falls to the earth and does well and grows. We will be the chaff that falls to the earth, gets blown away by the wind. Effectively, that'll be the end of you. It will be a horrible suffering as well that you'll get, because you'll hit poverty. You'll hit poverty, depression, all that kind of stuff, then you'll die. So don't let that happen to you. And don't take my word for it. I've been saying this for years. All the other prophecies, predictions I've made have all come out completely accurately. So I don't need to impress anyone. I don't need to tell you that I'm going to be right. I've got a track record. But if you don't believe me, get your Bible out and study it. That's what we'll be doing tonight. So that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed that and you learned something. I'll see you back here at 10:30 tonight UK time. Until then, have a lovely, lovely day. God bless you all. And I'll see you, lovely people, in the next one. Bye now. And this is just the beginning, so like I say, do not waste a second. This is absolutely factual stuff you need to know and you need to be preparing for now. So we'll talk about that tonight at 10:30. Until then, have a lovely day. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Bye.